Alright. This is probably side mission day. Stasis field battle. And I want to do a bit more of the mining. I don't think the little trinket we have on now is bad. But I kind of want to farm for some more crystals. And just see if we can get anything good. Probably not. Probably scales to where you are in the story. In fact, we probably can't do as well in this as I would like to. Still alive? I just found out they actually have the Gravity Rush soundtrack on Spotify. I'll have to go through that and find the tracks that I know I like. Because I don't know the names of any of them. And I don't know. Something about the music in Gravity Rush, it's not bad. But I feel like it kind of lacks being memorable a little bit. If that makes sense. I mean, there are some tracks that I absolutely know. I like. That was too slow. What do you do? Transmitting to where? Oh. All right. Throwing arm. Oops. Lowers the range of throwing objects stasis field in normal style, but increases the damage dealt. No. Less range, not worth it in my book. It's OP because of the range.
Okay.
Still pick up the water? You can. But just talking about the music and how it's like, oh, it just doesn't feel that memorable. I feel like that's kind of Gravity Rush is kind of big problem. Not big problem. I mean, it's we are kind of in the post-mortem of Gravity Rush. I don't think we're going to be getting another one. At least anytime soon. Like, and that's not to say that it's not a memorable game. Because if you played it, I don't think you'd ever forget it. It's just one of those experiences that's not like, you know, it's just very unique. Not in a bad way, but you know, it has its own style. And it's fun. And it's good. The art's good. And the characters are nice. I actually went back because I forgot who the last boss was. Gravity Rush 1. And it was just the orb. And I'm like, oh yeah, that. I think that's... It doesn't really have these big moments. I know Gravity Rush 2 definitely has bigger moments, so I think they upped the ante. They knew they had to. But I think it would be hard for me to say, like, or to pull out a moment, like, to show someone and be like, hey, this game is actually insane. And just show them something that, like, would instantly grab someone. I think it's tough. It'd kind of have to be into the whole package. You want to play a game where you just fly around and collect gems. You can punch. Well, you can't punch. You can kick. You can throw stuff. And you can stick to walls. And if that doesn't sound like a game for them, then they'll probably never play it. Plus, it doesn't really help that it was a Vita exclusive for a while. Yeah, I was going through the soundtrack. Partly, like, to go back to the... You know, this doesn't really stand out. But I was going through the soundtrack, and I'm like, man... I don't even remember where this song would play. It's not that the song is sounding bad. I'm really, like, stuttering over my own words. What's going on? Really, all I remember are a couple, like, key moment songs. There's a couple in Gravity Rush 2. That's like, oh, I gotta have this song. And then just like the area themes where it's like, oh, I remember this. This song's good. This song's good. But it all just kind of fills the space in. I don't know. Like, it makes me feel like I like the game more than I actually really like it. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Like the game is not as good as I remember. I mean, the game is the same. But maybe the parts that, like, were lacking are more obvious to me now, or at least to, like, my perspective of where I am right now. Maybe I didn't care the first time, but now I'm like, I wish this was maybe a little bit better. And maybe that's just because, you know, we're not really gonna get another one, at least. Again, I'm going back to we're not getting a third one, so it's like, if we got a third one and it kind of fixed these problems, I think I wouldn't be, like, harping on it, or it wouldn't like be so stuck in my mind or stick out as much as it does now. Because from Gravity Rush 1 to 2, it's like, oh, well, you know, they did this better and that was better. So it's just a better game. But now it's like, been stuck with Gravity Rush 2 for so long, it's like, yeah, I can kind of tell what's not so great now. Or this is like, not as good as it could be. Like the game just didn't age as well as it could have. Like, I didn't have a problem with just the traveling before, and it's still not bad. But definitely when I came back to this game after the break of just playing other stuff, the camera is really... It can get really messed up, and just some of the simple stuff that it seems like it would have been obvious to tweak just doesn't work as well as you would hope. Like if you're on a wall and you're, you know, walking across, like if there's like an incline, your character just doesn't automatically go up with the incline. Like it doesn't shift the gravity based on your character. Like you physically have to like change the direction yourself. And I get that it kind of gives you more control, but at some points when you just want to walk across a wall, I think it kind of takes you out of it. I mean, you don't even have to walk across the wall, you can just fly. Like what I'm doing right now. But, you know, I feel like there should be moments where, like, you do want to, you know, stand upside down and collect this stuff. You know, and it works fine there. But when it is not fine, it really stands out. But I think that's just sort of the case with, you know, just modern games improving sort of movement and control. So it's not even like, oh my gosh, a treasure chest? A rare, actual, just randomly spawning treasure chest. So this is like the online mechanic. I'm trying to find a way to get a good picture. Not like it matters. Yeah, you would find treasure chests like that. You would take a picture. I think it would just go to somebody random. And if they found it, I think you got something and they also got something. So like there were some really good elements in the game, and I think that they're gone. It really does hurt it, because now you're just left with collecting gems and not really any kind of communal aspect that was pretty much fundamental to the game. So I, you know, shouldn't be too hard on it, because there's really not much else to kind of distract from some of the shortcomings, which are not even really shortcomings. They just feel like it to me now. And if they did a third one, I would probably see all of my gripes kind of disappear. But all the guys who worked on this, they're all doing their own thing now. Sony's closed the studio. And it's technically not impossible to get a third one. It's just Sony would probably have to specifically look out and, you know, first party develop the game again. Or like second party. I don't know how the Japan studio kind of worked. Sony Studio Japan or whatever it's called. I don't know if it was like its own studio or if it was just like contracted staff and it kind of rotated around. Or if it was kind of like all Sony and there were just kind of different divisions. I don't know the infrastructure. Because I think there were a lot of games that were put out by the studio, but like they're so different. The teams behind them are so different as well. Like I think Ico, Shadow of the Colossus. And the third one, The Last Guardian, whatever it's called, I didn't play it. I actually haven't even played Ico. I've only played Shadow of the Colossus. I mean, I own Shadow of the Colossus on PS2. Back when, you know, you could collect retro games and not spend a fortune on them. I think those are Sony Japan Studio games. Even though I know it's like Team Ico. But I think they're under that studio as well. Or maybe it's just The Last Guardian. There's something about those games in the studio. And I want to say it goes back even to like PS1. I want to say stuff like Parappa and I was going to say Crash, but I know that's definitely not. I mean, even something like Demon's Souls and Bloodborne could be kind of associated with that. Which is From Software, but possibly Sony was letting them work under them for those games? I don't know. Yeah, something like this where it's like a weird incline, like I didn't shift the gravity right. And I get that you can slide and it's kind of automatic. But then it kind of just feels like, you know, why not just always have you slide? Or maybe I don't want to slide because it's, you know, such a small area. But I don't know, maybe it's just the nuance with the controls. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I just got to get used to it. Because this is how I felt after the break. So maybe it's just a learning curve that I kind of have to get used to again. You know, just learn the terrain, learn what I can do, and then we're good to go. And then it's just needlessly me being like, I wish it was just a little bit more simple. Just a little bit more quality of life. Instead of quality of death. You guys have enjoyed the gem collecting. Like, see, like, just like something like this, I wish it would just be more on your character rather than where I had shifted it to. Or have like a quick shift button where it's like, you know, recenter like this. This button would do it. But I guess the slide would also do that. So maybe I just have to use the slide more if I'm noticing like, oh, this is not a good angle. Just quickly tap it and we're good. Yeah, it doesn't, and you know, I don't like talking about not getting a third gravity rush. Dude, it was breaking my heart when I heard that the servers were being shut down just a year after the game came out. Like, that hurt probably the most. And I just collect like all the gems in this area? I couldn't have. Must be getting pretty close though. Not noticing too many more. A lot of copy and paste this one house. You know, it's just kind of, it's one of those games you can just get lost in. And I think that is a part of the appeal. You know how you can play like Spider-Man, you can just swing across the like, all of New York City. And, you know, you're not doing anything, you just like the movement. You know, it's probably only a matter of time before someone makes a Gravity Rush like. And if I was like a better creator, like if I could just do like, not only my 2D art was good and I knew how to do 3D. I did try Blender a little bit, but you know, I'm kind of capped. My 3D would be capped by my 2D. And also, you know, just other art skills required, like painting and rendering. So I wouldn't be able to do it all myself. Plus coding. I didn't even include coding, which is the baseline thing you would need to do something like that. I could just keep it simple and be like, look, it's a Gravity-like game. It's just all simple looking. Doesn't have to be like crazy detailed. I mean, this game is not like crazy detailed, but like even simpler than this. But, you know, I'd have to know how to code. And I don't think the game would do incredibly well. I think it would just kind of, it would fit that niche of people who would want more of this style of game. You know, if something like Pal World can happen, why not? Why not a Gravity Rush clone? Actually, I might have talked about this again. Like, I know I'd mentioned it during something. I don't think it was Mario. But I was talking about the Mother 4. And like fan games and how like Nintendo kind of came after them and they've kind of not restarted, but they've rebranded the game and removed any kind of reference to Nintendo. I looked into it, and It has not updated in a while. I think it's been like a year or two since their last update. I think it's more active on Discord. I think they just don't keep their Twitter account up to date. You know, I'd like that game to happen. I can't remember what it's called. If you just put in Mother 4, you know, name change or something, you'll find it. There was also another one that I remember seeing on Tumblr years ago. And it was basically Boktai, but it wasn't called Boktai. They kind of did their own thing. But I think it still has references to the original. That one I don't think is updated in a while either. No, I wouldn't want to hype up a game and then just like never deliver. Not that like that was the intent. But you know, when it's like a niche thing and you're like a niche audience and you're maybe the only person who wants to do it, yeah, you're probably not going to have a huge team. And by huge, I mean like at the indie level, like graphics and programmer and animator. Like you'd probably have like 3 people max. To could be considered a team. You could have 2. You could just have like artist and programmer. So maybe 2. But if it's a one-man show, then it's gonna be tough. And if you're just doing it out of pure passion for the game, it's tough. It would be tough. Feels like I've collected everything now. For whatever reason, I collected everything. I knew it. I collected. Let's look at our missions. Oh, we only have one more mission. Really? Nothing side? Oh, tons of side. What do you mean one mission? Dream of the sky. By the way, they don't respawn. It's not like, oh, well, you're just collecting the same stuff over and over again. They just respawn. These don't respawn. At least to my knowledge. Because I'm pretty sure there's some trophies based on, like, collecting X amount. I think it's like 80%. At least in the first one, it'll give you a trophy. This one, I don't know. And also, what is considered an area? I don't know. Something else. Oh, yeah. I did go back to YouTube and watch, not the whole thing, but I watched one chunk of the Gravity Rush animation. The ones they put out, I think just before the game launched. And they actually did the whole thing in the Gravity Rush like fake language. They did not like translate it into Japanese or, you know, do it in like, you know, an actual like understandable language. They did it. They committed to it being like, no, this is in universe. So I can't say that they did not care at all. Like, they were committed to the style of the game. And the first one was so good. It is that 3D style, but they actually, like, animated it well. And, like, it's all 3D, so it works. I think the worst part is when, you know, they do the 3D and it stands out. Because everything else is, like, a 2D background. Or, like, there's, like, other 2D elements that clash. Or it cuts from 2D to 3D and then back to 2D. It's like, what the heck was the point of that? Have you noticed I'm still collecting gems? I put down a mission marker. I'm still collecting gems. Something about the camera. It doesn't, like, when you're flying around like that, it feels weirdly cinematic. And I don't know why. And after stream yesterday, I did look to see if maybe there were some camera settings. It did feel really close to the character. There is no camera option besides the speed that it moves at, which, I mean, it feels maybe a little slow. I could have upped it a little bit. But it's also how you aim, so it's tough. And I know they put in the auto lock-on feature because they knew it was tough. Hence why stasis is OP. Because you literally just have to look and mash. Dude, I can't believe I found a treasure chest. That's insane. That could be the only one. Hey, I heard you can fly. Just so you know, my bird Goldstreak is king of the skies. Why is this kid getting all excited? Well, I don't really fly per se. It's shifting gravity to fall into the sky. Fall into the sky? How adorable. He's confused. Doesn't matter. We need to prove who's king of the skies. A little competition, eh? Sure, let's do it. I don't know if you have to win. I think you just have to not fall too far behind. Maybe you do have to win. Not quite there yet. Oh, see, they'll give you a moment. Oh, I don't know. Maybe rubber bands. Oh, it's still this way. Whoops. Hey, what was that at the end? That was my mortal enemy, the old man that feeds the birds. He uses a special feed to control all the birds in the city. If it weren't for him, I would have won. Maybe so, but all that matters is results. And I got the result. Enjoy it while it lasts. My brother's bird is faster than mine. Okay, let him know I'm open to race whenever he wants it. I kept wanting to say special seed. Don't know why. I got a max health up, which is nice. And there's probably a Gravity Rush art book, and I missed it. I wish I had more art books. But they're so expensive too. Like, it's not that I didn't have the chance to buy some, like when they're around. It's just like, man, you look at them and it's like, wow, there's a lot of good art in here. $80? No thanks. But I think it just depends. Like, I definitely own some art books that I think were well worth it. Especially the Dragalia Lost one. Man, like, I'm so glad I actually got that. Because who knows? Like, I mean, you could probably look it up. But I would imagine it's not cheap. Or even available anywhere. Because I would never sell mine. Number one, because I plan on using it for resources. But also the game shut down. So like any kind of merch for it is, you know, well, it's not like it was going to get reprinted anyway if the game was still around, but it's not like there's going to be anything new. It's not like, oh, I'll get the second one. I guess it does depend, because I was thinking about the Dungeon Meshi. The artist has done like a series of art books. Apparently they're getting... I don't know if it was like a translation that was getting released on Amazon. Apparently it went up for pre-order a couple of weeks ago and then instantly sold out. And they're already like... taking pre-orders for a reprint. And I honestly wouldn't mind getting my hands on those books. But I checked Canadian Amazon. It's not up there. I'd either have to go to like a specialty store, maybe see if they're grabbing any, or I don't know, just kind of get lucky and see it somewhere. But it's not like I can really, it's really not in the budget. It's not like buying it would put me in like dire straits. But, you know, I shouldn't be spending my money needlessly on something that I may or may not use to develop art when I already have a couple books that I have looked through, but I haven't gone through specifically to study and use as reference. So I don't want to lose focus on the plan and specifically what I already have. Yeah, Dragalia Lost, man. And I think another gacha game that I did play, I didn't play it as much as Dragalia, but it also got shut down. It had like a similar art style called World Flipper. It was basically... It was pinball, but it wasn't like arcade style pinball. It was just kind of like, what's that one mobile game? You have like the little monsters and you kind of throw them around the screen with your finger, and they like bounce around and they do big moves. It's kind of like that, but instead of like using your finger to, you know, actually dictate the direction, you just like tap to activate the flippers. It was okay. I think I got really spoiled with Dragalia because that game was so generous. And I was playing this one, I'm like, man, I can't get any pulls, man. Like, Dragalia just gave you so many gems and all this stuff. So that whenever... which is kind of the problem with Dragalia. That's probably why it shut down. Well, partially. I think the gameplay just never really evolved into something that, you know, brought in new players. It kind of just stayed this weird kind of mission mode, kind of grindy, just like co-op kind of game. It was fun. I know I'm not describing it if you didn't play it, but it never really grew past, you know, do this mission to get this item, to build this weapon, to do that mission, and so on and so forth. And you would just kind of keep not doing the same thing, but essentially the same thing over and over and over again, just to do harder and harder content. And I lost interest in it after about 2 years. I mean, it was fun to try and like get really strong so that your team could auto battle and just win. That was the fun. It was fun to min-max. And it was fun to do co-op. Like, it was really fun. The co-op was really good. It was really punishing though. Like, some fights it was like, hey, if one person's gone, then you better have someone who's like boosted, or else it's just not possible. So it was a touch too punishing for some of the harder content. And I just got tired of doing the grind. And the game was very good at just telling you, like, when certain, like, characters were going to be coming around again. They were called galas. I think it was Gala. And, like, typically that's when the best units would become available, or, like, the brand new, like, OP units or special units. Sometimes they showed up on like holidays, like summer event, winter events. Sometimes those characters would be really good. So you would pretty much save up to pull on those and the galas. So you had really no reason to spend money or your resources on anything but those. And where that picture's taken. Sorry, I'm new here. Got into town a little while ago. Well, you'll find it for me? Thank you very much. What? Okay. Do my best. Do you have an address I can use? Listen to this. My boy leaves home without saying a word. Then the first letter he sends after all this time says he opened a new store. My boy has always been a little dim. Forgotten to write the address. He was also always the type to jump the gun. Reminds me of someone. You know, after he was born, he resembled my dad a bit. But as he's grown... Oh, yes. All very interesting. I better head off and find that store. Phew. Thought I was about to get dragged down memory lane. I have a vague idea of where it is.
Juicy? Juicy? Latu? Oh, Sevi. Uju. Uju. Latu?
He was gonna tell me something.
Juicy? Juicy? Sevi. Uju. Solana. Uju. Juicy? Latu? Latu?
Nobody is helpful. I think I asked this guy already.
Uju. Oh, Sevi. Latu? Solana. Juicy? Uju. Solana. Juicy? Latu? 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 Oh, Sevi. Latu? Uju.
Game, can you just put someone, like, just spawn someone to help me?
Uju. Uju. Solana. Uju. Juicy? Juicy?
Can't say I know the place. See that giant crane in the background? Not really. Oh, that's a crane? I thought it was like a floating island. Find the crane from the picture. Oh, I thought the game stopped. Like, tell me I found it. Oh, this is not the right one. Supposed to be giant. Oh, there it is. It was just a crane with like a house on it. I thought it was a floating island. Yep, that means. Go over here. Actually, this is kind of the area I thought it was in. I just didn't know how to get here. Whoops. I thought I could show the picture still. You'll have to be able to see it. That's the problem. Oh, it could be over here. I mean, it seems a little far. Yeah, way too far. And it could be a weird angle. I think that's it right here. Oh. Must be the picture. Welcome to my shop. Have a look around if you like. Oh, I'm not a customer. I was just looking for you in the store. Just wait here. I'll be right back. Wait, why are you looking for me? Young people nowadays. You darn fool. You don't write. You don't visit. Now I hear you managed to make a life for yourself with this wonderful store. Sniff. Sorry, Ma. I know it was a handful when I was younger. That's why I had to strike out on my own and prove I could make something of myself. I worked on some mining boats to earn the cash I needed to get started. Before I knew it, all this time had passed. Sorry to make you worry. You should be sorry. If only you'd have written earlier. Your pa could have... Pa? No. Your pa went far, far away. Just 2 days before your letter came. Pa, no. How terrible. Left me all alone. I went off on a pleasure cruise to visit the gravity storms. Pa's alive? Ah, we're yanking my chain. Never said he was dead. There you go. Jumping the gun again. Things never change. Glad I don't have this. I'm glad I don't have his mother. Hey. How about I take a picture of you two? Just stand there together in front of the store. Whoops. Nice picture, dearie. Look at my son with his fancy shop. Your pa won't believe how far you've come. Didn't exactly part on the best terms, but I'll make it up to him and you. I'll work hard to find a way to pay you back for everything you've done for me. So don't worry about your future. Consider it taken care of. Sniff. Now look at you. You made me cry. I'm so sniff. Aw, now I'm crying. I think my eyes are starting to burn too. Better get going before the waterworks open.
Oh, Sario.
You two take care. You two take care of each other now. Thank you, dearie. Never could have reunited without your help. The Vivid Photo Filter. Dude, you could use those on the treasure chest. I wish the servers were still up. I would actually be willing to put in some PlayStation Plus money to experience it again. Plus be able to actually complete the game. And by complete, I mean, you know, get the extra outfits. Oh. Can't get those now. You know, it would have been nice if, like, even though, like, they turned the servers down and, like, they didn't patch in a way to get the, just, like, put in, like, in the PlayStation shop, just, like, whatever, 9,999 Dusty tokens, or whatever you need to unlock everything, and just somehow make it so you can just get it. Even if it just gives it to you and you can't earn it. Just a way to get it would have been nice. I wonder if the long times kind of fly around were to kind of cover load times. Because this is not a PS5 game, it's a PS4 game. So I wonder if that's why the spacing on everything is so far apart. Finding you. Hey, you're that reporter. What are you doing here?
Ralph,
Following up on a rumor that one of the boys from Havana got kidnapped. Kidnapped? That's a big deal. Absolutely. If I get the scoop, this article is going to be big too. More important is finding that poor boy, getting him back to his parents.
well, sure.
That's the spirit. Trying to find out if anyone has something against the parents. You take this picture of the boy and ask around. Something comes up. Give me a call. All right, I'll ask around. Here first. Way to read.
Letu? Selala. Uju. Letu.
That's the little philosopher. He was always pondering things like the meaning of life and whatnot. Guess he's a pretty deep kid. Comes from a very renowned family here in La Havana. Doesn't sound like she knows where he is. Better keep asking around here.
Oh, Sevi. Jushu? Letu? Selala. Letu? Uju. Jushu? Oh, Sevi. Jushu?
Oh, that young lad. I've seen him over by the pier talking to an Alonia woman. At least, that's what I assumed, giving her appearance. Maybe they're over there now. Here is the only place that Alonia sort are allowed. Okay, I'll go see if he's there. Here. Find anything? Heard he was seen talking to a woman from Alonia by the pier. Going over there now to see if he's still there. An Alonia woman? Must be after a ransom. Aren't you jumping the gun a little bit here? You're right. Sounds like it's worth checking the pier. If you do spot that woman, there, grab her picture. The boy and that Alonia woman. Well, I have to admit, I thought it was a little suspicious. They seem to know each other. After all, no way she's a member of the family. Ah, here she is now. Where? That's the woman? There was no question mark there, but I said it like there was. It's her. Better grab a picture. Keep my distance so I don't startle her. Found the woman. I'm pursuing her now. Did you get the picture? Yep, a perfect shot. Great. Stay on her tail then. We might be scratching the surface of a huge crime syndicate. A syndicate? My last article was covered up. But this time the world will see the truth. Just don't lose her. I'm a gravity shifter. Can certainly handle following a little boat. Yeah, no problem, right, Dusty? Okay, I'm counting on you to help us get on the front page. Leave it to me. What, Dusty? He's gone. Shoot, I lost her. Wait, that guy was just talking to her. Ask him. Excuse me. Do you know where that woman who was just here is going? A new hire? Finished her work. I imagine she's heading home. I think she mentioned she lives down in Alonia over by the water tanks. The water tanks in Alonia. Got it. I just got huge Tears of the Kingdom vibes. Man, do you think they played this? I think Aonuma, he played Gravity Rush. And he was kind of just feeling like, you know what? I just like that feeling of just jumping off the top of a building. Maybe the next Zelda game will be a gravity-like game. It'll have Gravity-like gameplay. Maybe some Strand-type elements.
Place.
You found her. This time I won't lose her. On the move. Person might be helping her with the kidnapping. Better be careful not to get spotted. Almost immediately fell off. You can see it in the picture, but you can't see it like while you're taking the picture. What the heck is the point of that? Oh, I had to get a little bit closer. Or maybe it was timed. Person involved in the kidnapping too? Wait, that little girl. Is their criminal lair? All those people must be with her on this. Better give an update call to the reporter. Did you follow that woman to the criminal organization's hideout? Well, yes and no. It's less of a criminal organization and more of a family. I don't get it. I'll head over there now. Just make sure to grab a few pictures. Pictures, got it. Guess I should get a shot of the two of them together in one of the buildings. Glad it was that building. Wait, that's the kid. Doesn't seem very kidnapped. Been busted, kidnapper. What do you want? What do I want? What do you want, kidnapper? Kidnapper? Wait, talking about this boy here? What else would I be talking about? So tell me, planning to hold him for ransom? I may be poor, but I'm not that desperate. Don't you dare talk bad about my future mother. Future mother? Let me get this straight. This boy from Havana fell in love with a girl from Alonia? And they've been meeting in secret ever since? Nothing stands in the way of true love. I know you want to see me. Can't keep this a secret. Will worry your family. When I noticed him sneaking down here before, I raced him back to Havana. This time I didn't notice he slipped aboard my boat until getting back here. I guess I can see how you thought I was some kind of kidnapper. Mother? I still come here? Know your love for her is true. But I can't have you come in here without your parents' permission. I assume you're worried. I assume you're worried your parents will oppose your coming here. But if you really want to keep seeing her, you have to convince them. I'll do whatever it takes. Sorry for the misunderstanding. We're used to being misunderstood down here. I just wish the children didn't have to grow up in the world we do. took the boy back to his parents in Havana. Sorry you didn't get the front page story you were after.
I know.
Maybe I won't make the front page. There's still a story in this. Love that crosses class boundaries. People should be allowed to choose who they love. Those kids are hope for that. The whole story made me realize how blind I've been to our social problems. So I want to use this as a chance to help open other eyes. Looking forward to reading whatever your mighty pen has to write. Hey, so we'll wrap up Gravity Rush there. That's all the side stuff that opened up. We'll do a story mission and probably some mining tomorrow. A power up. I'm kind of slacking on the power ups. Why is everything so expensive? Why? I mean, there's still some side stuff we can do to get more gems. That's kind of where you get a bulk of it. We only got like we got a couple silvers I think we have to redo. Also a lot of just the general collecting, which I've specifically avoided just because I know it's probably fun to watch. It's more fun to play. This is definitely a game that's more fun to play than it is to watch, at least in terms of, you know, the collecting aspect.